here we are. Got some components removed, video card, got pretty much all the cables unhooked. This is my current fan. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these fans that are on there. My current CPU fan, CPU cooler I should say. Man, this thing is dusty already? Jeez, I just barely got this one. Not sure what I'm going to do with the fans. I might take out these and replace them with the Noctua fans because, you know, they're good fans. Or I replace, I don't know if you can tell, but there's a fan behind there. Sort of see it, I think. Yeah, you can sort of see the wiggle there. There's one behind there that I might replace with Noctua. There's actually two. There's one down there as well. I'm not off the top of my head sure what size these are, if they are the same as these or not. So I'm going to have to check that out. First I'm going to get my motherboard out. And this is all going in my old computer. So that I'm getting an upgrade. So I'll have a nice additional computer standing around. The only problem is I need to figure out how I'm going to get my video card in there, because the case, this, is I think roughly the size of the drive base. They're sticking out like that. And my old video card doesn't actually fit in there. My 290, what's the thing called? The RX? No, not the RX, the R290? Yeah, R290. There we go. Which will not fit. So, yeah, we'll have to see. Did my camera my camera thinks this is people. Why? It just flashed like portrait mode, like on that. Okay then. Yeah, it thinks it's portrait. What the hell? Anyways, so yeah, that's the progress. Cables all unhooked except for the hard drives. Everything is tucked on the side for now. About to lift the motherboard out, and then we'll see where we go from there. Everything else is stalled out over there. Come on, zoom in. There we go. So, got everything set up over there for now. And then once we're ready here, we'll start moving it in. So yeah, let me get some more progress done and we'll be right back. And here I was thinking that my old cooler was big. Bloody hell. Although this one is a lot thicker, but this is like including the fans. And you probably can't tell. No, it's not sticking out. It's like on par with that one. And some, no, it is a little bit bigger. And that still needs a fan on it, but yeah, this radiator on this one is pretty big as well. I love the cooling of this one. This is the Thermaltake NIC C5. Sort of see, not sure if it's in focus or not, but right there. And I've replaced the fans with Noctua ones. Pretty damn good, I have to say. I was very, very pleased with its performance. So yeah, had some G.Skill sniper, I think it was a Sniper Elite if I'm not mistaken, but no, just G.Skill Sniper. I guess it's just G.Skill Sniper. Good motherboard, by the way. The Asus, what is that thing called? It's on here somewhere. Sabertooth 990 FX R2. You can see it. Very, very good motherboard. If you do get an older series or something, or you're looking for an upgrade and you still have an older CPU that you don't want to replace, an AMD one, of course. And this one is very, very good and dusty. So yeah, gonna line up the new motherboard. Something you need to do, see these holes here, they're for screwing in the motherboard. You need to figure out on your in your case if these are actually lined up. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I'm gonna do some cleaning in here, take out the back plate here, which I'm not gonna do with one hand because I'll probably cut myself, and do some just general cleanup in here, and then we'll do cable management later once everything gets back in there. Some of the cable management can just stay. And by the way, this is a huge ass case, but I love having that amount of space so you don't have to worry about things being cramped. Oof. Yeah, I think you get the point, it's dirty. I need to clean that. Anyways, let me make some more progress here and we'll be back. So, we've made some progress. Motherboard here. This one has been cleaned out, emptied out. Added another pin here, this one. That one was missing for some reason. So added that. It does line up with the hole over here. So did some checking on some of the motherboard things, as in, you know, what is what. There's a lot on here. Like if you just look at this, there's a start button, there's a black button, a red one, a white one, a little switch there. It's like, what the hell is all this shit? So I looked into that a little bit. What is what? This is pretty cool, by the way. If you've ever been debugging PCs, you'll know what this is. That's really nice to have. Basically, this will give you an error code of what the motherboard is bitching about and why it's bitching. And then you can go into your little booklet that you got with the motherboard, or look it up online, either way, depending. It will tell you this and this is wrong, so that's pretty sweet. Now, the fan configuration, that thing. I've decided to remove this fan, by the way. I figured if I'm gonna have two fans right there, they're gonna blow out here, and putting another fan in between is just gonna be obstructing. So taking that fan out, it leaves me with one extra fan. So I might just replace the front two fans with the Noctua ones, and put that one on the old cooler, compared with, or in conjunction with one of the ones in the front there, and yeah, I don't know, we'll see. Still have to open up the front and see what is in there. I don't remember how the front opens up on this thing. It's been a while. Anywho, looking at the fan configuration, you can either have it in that way or that way. So that means that in here, this is the back of the computer, you can either have it go like that, so the air goes in, or go like that. And I do have the option to do the top as well. I do have a grid I can put in here, so I can cover this up. I do have a top plate to cover this up if I want to close it off, but I figured I might as well just push it out the back that way. So I'm not quite sure where we left off there. My memory card was full. Bloody hell. I really need to clean those things out so I can figure out which one is full and why it's full. Anywho, so yeah, the fan can go in two orientations, as you can see there. That underneath is the CPU socket, which is oriented like that. So technically I guess we should put it like that, and it makes more sense compared to how the socket is. So yeah, I can either have it blow that way and go out the top here, or blow that way and go out the back. I think I'm gonna do the back, although heat dissipation towards the top would be better. But that way I'm cooling my memory as well, like I'm pulling the heat away from here and my intake is coming from there as well. So yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do. So the flow will be pretty much coming in like this. The video card will pull it in from there, from the bottom, has its own supply as it were, and go out the back, and then this will go like that. So the entire flow of the case will be mostly like that and a little bit like that. So yeah, it's better to just keep it in one direction. Although towards the top is possible as well, but I'd rather not in this case. I might try it out later, maybe it works better, but we'll see. For now, yeah. So continuing on, always check how to install these damn fans, because everyone is like freaking different. So I'm going to do this little part here now, and then we'll get back once I probably get it mounted. Not sure if I'm going to fully mount it before I put it in, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, so we'll be back. So from what I heard, the Wraith cooler is actually quite good. That gets bundled. Oh, there's a Ryzen. Let's take a look at the cooler here and what kind of design they went with. Because from what I heard, like I said, it's actually quite good. Let's unpack it. Oh no, I have legs. It's proven. No. Why did I show this? Let's take a look here. Comes pretty cemented up, as it were. Let's move this around. So yeah, it's an interesting design here. They went with the sort of wind tunnel design. Not sure what you call it. The spiraling blades on here, as it were, and a decent sized cooling block. Like, this has some good weight to it. There's a decent chunk of aluminum in there. That's the fin layout, as you can see. So yeah, from what I heard, it's actually quite good. Ooh, sweet. That's nice. Extension cable for your cooler. I have to say, from all the coolers I've seen that were delivered with a CPU, this one seems quite decent. And like I said, what I heard, it actually is. So maybe I shouldn't have gotten my own fan. Just kidding. Of course you do. But overall, I'd have to say that the at least build quality looks good. And I might actually just steal this fan, because that's a sweet ass fan. Huh. Might as well try that. In those little places where you just can't quite put a full fan in, this one might actually be good. If I can, I should be able to combine it with Noctua's low power or low noise adapters, which basically just remove some of the voltage. I should be able to control this thing quite well and make it quiet. Don't know about the sound of this thing though, how loud it is, but yeah, overall I would have to say it looks at least decent. Now I could try it out, but too much effort. I mean, it's a stock fan, you know, what do you expect? It's not going to be a miracle, but it should be, if you don't expect to do any overclocking, this thing will be just fine. and does have the added advantage of actually cooling those components as well, because the air would be blowing down. And these things you do want to keep cool. I've had one of these actually burn out, not on this motherboard, don't get me wrong, it was a shitty motherboard, but actually burned out, created a spark which arced down into either, I think two of these, and that blew up my CPU. That was fun. Nope. One thing to keep in mind, by the way, there was a little piece of really fracked up plastic on here you could barely see. Like they had a little plastic covering on there. I'm still debating if there's one on that as well. Kind of looks like it, so I need to look into that. But yeah, very basically invisible piece of plastic on there. I had to really look like, is there plastic on there? And that's really fucked up. I don't understand why they would do that. Or at the very least make it like blue and have like a little thing sticking out that it's clear that you need to take it off. It was super unclear. I'm kind of fascinated by these blocks. I can't quite make out what composition they are. I want to say aluminum, but it doesn't feel like aluminum. Maybe it is, I don't know. But just touching them, they feel very cold to the touch, which means they have good heat conductivity. So that's pretty good. There's a heat pipe between them, as you can see down there. So this is, you know, connected, these two. I like the shroud that's around here. It's quite nice and just covers this up and prevents like heat leaking through there and that sort of stuff. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, continuing. Glare. There we go. Yeah, let's put that sucker in and let's continue. Okay, next bit. We get a little bit more done. It's actually a little bit later in the day. Had some stuff to do. So, put the memory in. Now, something I didn't know, and that apparently goes for this particular motherboard, but look here booklet what the recommended configuration is. And if you actually look here, if you have a single or two, not single, but two separate modules instead of four, it's actually recommended to put them in the gray ones. So it's kind of hard to see now. Yeah, I can see it on the side here. So these are the gray ones, so you want to put them in those two for this particular motherboard, but check your booklet. I sort of accidentally ran into this, otherwise I would have put it in black ones, because I usually assume that close to CPU is better. But yeah, these are apparently the recommended slots for if you just have two DIMMs. So those are in. Those are really awesome looking. I like the way they look. They're pretty nice. So that's G.Skill, I forgot the name. What was it? Titanium series or something like that, I do believe. I'll put everything in the description. Gonna mount the CPU. That's a little bit of CPU paste there. You don't want to go overboard. This should be roughly enough to put on there. About a rice grain is the common term, so roughly that amount should be enough. Then you put the, I'll do this in a second, but you put the cooler on, you wiggle it around a little bit to spread out the paste, and then you screw it down. So always wiggle it first a little bit in order for it to spread, and then you screw it down. So I'm going to do that because I can't really hold my camera and doing that, so we'll be back once it's on. And then I'm going to decide on what side I'm going to do the fans, because it might fit on this side, which would be preferential because it would actually suck the air away from the memory here, so that would be nice, but we'll have to see if it fits. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle to fit it in, so we'll see, and we'll be back once that is on. I am doing the cooler before I actually mount it in the case, because some of the components are going to be a little bit difficult to get to if it's in a case, like the fan headers. I mean, it's doable, but not great. So, well, actually, I can get here from the top. I might just mount it first. I think I'll mount it first, now that I think about it. So, yeah, we'll be back once I get some more done. Okay, quite a bit of time has passed again. Had to do some other stuff as well, but we made some progress. Got the cooler in here. Decided to put it in like this, and it just barely fits with my video card. Like, that is not amount of clearance. I'm gonna reseat these slightly. You can see it's a bit wobbly now. I'm gonna reseat them ever so slightly, move them around a little bit. It's a little bit better over here. This one's actually see a little bit better. So yeah, I'm gonna have to look at that, see what I'm gonna do with that. This is sort of the overview now. So it's in there pretty tight, but this is gonna be a lot of airflow, and I'm gonna have two fans in the front here, so there's gonna be a good amount of airflow. So heat-wise, should not be an issue. I'm gonna get a nice bit of open space here, so that's good for some air. Probably gonna leave these open so some air can go through here. Got some cable management done, not all of it. This is sadly a thing that sticks out. I'm probably gonna hook it up to this cable, or just leave it like that. Got some USB headers for the front, still need to do the rest of the front I/O. That's for like your power button, that sort of stuff. I'm missing a USB header. I still have one, yeah, it's probably underneath somewhere. A USB 1.0 header or something like that. It's a single line. As you can see, this is a double one. Like this is 2 layers, 2 rows of cables. And the one I have is a single line, so I need to look into what the hell that is. I think it's USB 1 or something. I'm not sure what the hell it is, and it's probably for my card reader. Like I have a card reader up here, it's probably for that, but I'm not sure. I also have some USB 2.0 and 3.0 here. 3.0 is plugged in, that's this one. The 2.0 is plugged in, that's that one. That only leaves the card reader, so I'm gonna assume it's a card reader. I might have to sacrifice that, because I don't think I have an actual plug for that. So the video card in here is just mock, it's not pushed in yet. I want to just see if it would even fit with these fans, so I'm gonna have to look at the fans, if I can do anything with them. Move this around ever so slightly, but we'll see. At the very least, seat these fans a little bit better, because they're a little bit loose right now, so we'll have to see. Maybe I didn't hook them up properly. Not entirely sure. Gonna look into that. That's what I'm gonna do now. I just wanted to bring you guys up to speed as to where I'm at. And yeah, it only barely fits. I had to raise this one ever so slightly because, well, you can sort of, can I get the camera in there? No, not quite. Well, you can see it sort of from here. There's a shroud on here, on the I/O port on the back, that one. And that's sort of actually in the way, so that's something to keep in mind. Actually, I can show you from this side. Let me get in there. There we go. Yeah, it's a little bit dark. There we go. You can sort of see it. If I move this cable. So I needed to get the clearance for the shroud there. I could probably move it down a little bit, which may help. I think I can hook these up one layer deeper, and that should hook it on tighter. I think I'll have to look into that. There's some little hooks here and here. I now have them hooked on these, but I think I can hook them in tighter and hook them on these, because they're kind of loose now, which was weird, but yeah, I probably need to hook them up one tighter. But it's kind of nice, you can hook them in sort of initially and then hook them in deeper, one by one side. Memory does have more than enough clearance. Let's go to the side again, easier for a side view. As you can see here, I can put the fan on this side, but that would actually sort of create a dead zone for my air, because then the fan would cover up. Well, as you can see, the fan goes to there. I can raise it up a little bit. The fan would be right on top here, and then the air would get sucked from that side. So this would be a dead air zone, as it were. So I prefer to have the fan here and have it pull through here. That means that any hot air that rises from the memory gets sucked into the, which will in turn heat up this incoming air a little bit, but I'd rather have that and have my heat dissipated from my memory than create a dead air zone and have the heat not dissipate. So that's how far I am. It's getting a bit late. Oh yeah, by the way, don't think I've ever shown that. Yeah, I got some things up there. It's getting a bit late, so I'm gonna have some dinner first because I'm starving. It's been a while since I ate, so yeah, slow progress. The thing is, when you get a new computer, it's all fancy and everything. You can just plug it in, put it in, boom, 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 done. Right now I have to clean like everything because the front fans were disgusting. Haven't cleaned those in a while. Rear fan was pretty bad, like, you know, got a lot to actually clean and do, so yeah. So that is something to keep in mind. Having a big fan like this can actually cause issues with the video card. The clearance is just barely good enough. Like the aluminum fans, or fins here, not fans, fins, they're enough, but the fans are actually sticking out a little bit with the mounting brackets. But probably if I tighten these, then this will actually get straightened out a little bit. Then we can put on it a little bit tighter and should be a little bit space, less used up. So yeah, that's where I'm currently at. Most things are hooked up, it's really getting there. It's basically, I need to replace the front fans, which are still in there. I need to take those out and put them in here because, you know, might as well use my good fans. Like I said, I'm going to leave out the rear fan because yeah, it will just be an obstacle rather than a hindrance rather than a help. If I really want to, I can put it back in the top here or maybe here and dissipate the memory heat better, but we'll see if that's necessary. Maybe if I have real heat issues, but I doubt it. So I'm actually going to have one fan less in my computer. And that's another memory card full. God, those things fill up way too fast. So yeah, I was right. These actually clamps had to go forward once more. As you can see now, the fans are on there a lot better now. So that was the issue. They weren't fully on there. That should give me a little bit more clearance on this side. Like these will not be sticking out, and these are flush with the rest. So gives me a little bit of space. Not much, but it should be enough to get the video card in there. And yeah, technically this is all sucking that direction, so technically air will be coming in from the side here as well, so it will actually vent away some of the heat from the video card as well. The backplate doesn't take that much heat. It will take a little bit. I just need to be careful that it doesn't trap air, but since I got two fans incoming from this direction as well, like I got heat coming in like that, like on both sides here, it should be more than sufficient to cool everything. And if not, I'll have to see and figure it out, but I think it will be fine. I mean, I can't always take this thing, turn it around and put it like that and have the heat go at the top of the case. We'll have to see, but for now, this should be good. Okay, I'm gonna make some dinner first, and then we'll continue here. After that, I should probably come back once it's fully put together. It's really close now, it's just hooking up cables and that sort of shit, so we shall return. So yeah. Hopefully that should be enough clearance. Got some cable management done. These are tied together just to keep them together. Most of the cables are out of the case, which is pretty nice. Might do something about these cables. They're from the fans. I might try to hook them up to there. Try to see here. Hard to see, but right there or something. I don't know. I kind of want to get them off the cooling block though, so I might just leave them like this. They can't really get into anything, and that way they will actually not hit the cooling block, so I might do that. There's that, there, the hero thing, that cooling block. I did get the clamps in there better. I'm not sure if I showed that or not, because my card was full again. So yeah, I'm pretty much about ready to start this puppy up and see what happens. I kind of expected to not work the first time because so many things changed and pretty much everything was taken out and re-put back in. So I don't think I forgot anything. I think it's fully complete. So I need to put the front cover on, which is currently right over there. Those fans are going into my other computer as well as that one, and it's going in that computer case there. Couldn't quite reach it, but yeah, gonna build that one up. So yeah, let me get this thing hooked up and put into place, and we'll see what happens. Last couple of cable management. Let me show you the back, by the way. Yeah, I'm not quite done with cable management. Just the front. Now I still need to do the back. Got a lot of spare cables. This is not a modular power supply, so I've got some spare cables I need to get rid of. Like these are not being used, so need to tie them up. This is a nice case, has a good amount of clearance here to put even these thick cables, which are really nice, by the way. Braided cables, or whatever the hell you call it. I don't know how well you can see this in the light. Whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do this, cover it up, at least this side, cover up the top, put the front on, and then turn it on and see what happens. So, a quick top overview here. And as for the memory, you can sort of see it here, if I'm not in the light. That's the memory and the clearance that we have. So we have a good amount of clearance. I could put a fan on there, but like I said, I don't want to make a dead air zone, or whatever the hell you call it. Well, here we go. Got everything hooked up. Got the bare minimum hooked up to the back, which is a monitor, power, keyboard, mouse. Let's see what happens, and hopefully things won't explode. Otherwise I'm not going to be happy. Power's on. Oh Jesus, there's some RGB stuff going on. Oh god. Well, the motherboard has power, so there you go. Just gonna light up my fan. We have a start button down there. Some more RGB shit going on. Oh god, like my entire case is now getting lit up. Let's turn on the power and see what happens. Okay. Fans are blowing. That one's working, that one's working. Let's get into the BIOS if we can. We can get screen, that would be great. Not sure if it's booting. Seeing some numbers flash there. Let me 57? What does that mean? Is that good? Is that bad? I have no idea. Maybe it's doing shit? I guess I'll be back once I debug what's going on here. So we'll be right back. Literally the second I put my camera down, it's figured everything out. So, let's take a look here. Memory is clocked at the standard speed, which we'll have to overclock, obviously, because that will not do. Very expensive memory, so better not stick to that. 21st? Is it 21st? I thought it was the 20th. Whatever, I'll have to fix that later. So, Ryzen 7 1700 8-core processor, running at 3000 MHz, 32 gigs of memory, sweet. Memory speed, extreme tweaker, we'll look at that later. Like, right now, I just want to see temperature. CPU, 30 degrees. It's pretty good. I haven't done any settings, like I literally just got in here, so. Chassis fan 1, 2. These are the front fans, the Noctuas that we put in. PCH, I'm not sure what that is. 38, probably something on the motherboard. CPU optional fan, that's the secondary fan we have on there. And our voltages, we'll fix the Q fan later. Yeah, everything looking good. It's detecting everything. That's I am missing a SSD in here. Let's set a crucial to be the first. Thanks. And this can be disabled because I don't care. There we go, that's better. So yeah, looking good. I'm gonna have to look at the BIOS if this is the latest version or not, but that will all come later. I just want to boot it up. Okay. Right. Ooh. Sweet. That's some kinky shit in here. Tuning wizard, Q fan control. Damn. That's some fancy graphing. So we can set the standard, silent, turbo, full speed. Yeah, let's keep it on standard for right now. So this is like temperature and when to ramp up and shit. You can actually, I'm guessing, draw these points if you set it to manual. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And this thing has pump control as well, so you can put in pumps if you want. I think a fan just ramped up. Don't know why. Okay, let's just boot into Windows for a second and see what happens, shall we? But so far, looking good. Can you hear that? The birds are actually louder than my PC. Bloody hell, it is super quiet. I'm sure once it ramps up, when it really gets heated up with games and benches and that sort of stuff, it will ramp up a bit, but it's so damn quiet. So, I got it to boot up. Had a little bit of issues there. I'm changing a little bit of settings in the BIOS, including turning off all the RGB shit. I really don't want RGB shit. So, turn that off. So, here we have a speed fan, as you can see. This is the exotics page. We can go back to this one if you want. Not much to see here. It's staying pretty damn cool. CPU is not being used right now. Info, no, exotics, that's what I was on. So yeah, just so you can see some interesting stuff. 32 degrees, 27, 55 for the GPU, well, ooh. It doesn't really get too much hotter than that. And I'm gonna have to do some fan tweaking and stuff to get good airflow in the case going, but for now, it's not doing anything, so 55 is a bit on the warm side for not doing much, but yeah. From 0 to 15 CPU cores, sweet, just shy of 3 gigahertz. I haven't done any overclocking, and here's some other magic as well. Motherboard temperature, cool as can be. Storage is nice and cool. You can see that the SSD is actually running hotter than the HDD, which is kind of interesting. Spinning disk versus not moving parts. Yeah. So let's take a look here. CPU, yeah. RAM, 32 gigs, 13% is used. That's probably due to my RAM disk, if that's still working. Lots of memory available, sweet. Motherboard statistics here. Gonna have to look for BIOS updates, not sure if there are any, but yeah. So that is where this video will end for now. I will do a separate video, probably record tomorrow, with everything else, like benchmarks and all that, but I need to do some, overclocking, some looking, some updating everything, possibly reactivating Windows. I'm not sure if it did that automatically or not. I'm gonna have to check that. If there is something about Windows activation, I will make a separate short video on that. Windows 10 might not like it if you replace your motherboard. You may have to do something. I'll probably make a video on that regardless. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed me pucking around in making this computer work, and it seems to all be running. Now I'm gonna do some of the funner stuff, for me at least, and get everything up and running, everything updated, installed, and then start overclocking and doing some benchmarks. And then tomorrow I'll probably record a video of doing the actual benchmarking and that sort of stuff. So look forward to that if you're into that sort of stuff. I know I am. So thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.